Hi everyone, this is my introductory video to give you a little bit more information about who I am, where I'm coming from, and to share with you some things that I want to make you aware of about my particular situation regarding online learning so that you can better understand my approach to the course. I should say, if you want to read the more intense bio, if you really are interested in knowing more about me, I did post a more complete bio along with this video, so you're welcome to read through that. I think the most important things to know about me are I grew up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I went to a small liberal arts school in Bethlehem called Moravian College, where I played tennis and got a degree in English literature, and I also minored in art history. And then after I finished up my college degree, I took some time off and went back to graduate school at the University of Delaware. I really wanted to be a museum professional, so I signed up for their museum studies certificate program while also being enrolled in the graduate program in literature. And what I discovered when I got into the classroom as a TA is that I really enjoyed teaching. And so my plans to go into museum education got slightly derailed, and instead I ended up teaching in the classroom at George Washington in the university writing program. But that gives you a sense of where this whole interaction with museums and visual art comes from in terms of my background. At GW, I teach a lot of classes about women's contemporary cultural productions. So I've done classes about romantic comedies, writing about romantic comedies. I've done classes about feminist filmmakers. My research interests are in chick lit, which is a series, like a genre of books in the 90s, late 90s, such as Bridget Jones's Diary, Sex and the City, Animal Husbandry, and I talked about in my dissertation the ways in which these texts interact with women's advice manuals like magazines and Martha Stewart kinds of domestic publications. Right now I'm working on a project that is about food memoirs, so it is contemporary food memoirs written by women telling the stories of their lives, but also including some recipes. So that's kind of my background in terms of my professional life. I do live in Washington, D.C., in the very upper northwest corner. I'm married, I have a husband, and I have a son who is turning 9 at the end of this month. And we also have 2 dogs, Hallie and Pippin, who are very mischievous. Which brings me to some of the challenges I'm facing in teaching online. First of all, I do have 2 dogs, and they can be loud, so you may hear them at certain points during our meetings or during my videos. They love to bark at the UPS truck, the Amazon Prime truck, so just giving you a heads up. Sometimes if we're having a synchronous class meeting, at least I found when we transitioned at the end of spring, sometimes my son would pop his head in because he is, of course, studying from home. And so he will sometimes just check in with me while I'm in a conference. So that's another warning for you. As far as things that are challenging for me personally online, is I really value creating a sense of community in the classroom. And I think that's really difficult to do when you're not meeting face to face. So I'm going to do my best this semester to create some sort of sense of community. One of the ways that we'll be doing that is through the discussion boards. So each week there will be a question that kind of guides our thinking for the week, and that's where we'll primarily engage with one another. We'll also have some meetings in small groups as a way to kind of make some more connections between one another. So I value your communication with me. I encourage you to reach out over email if you ever have any questions about anything. I'm happy to chat online through Blackboard Collaborate too. That will be where I'm kind of host office hours and meetings with students. The other thing I want you to know is in the spring, when I started to teach online, I found myself taping these little videos and being a bit of a perfectionist about it. So I'd start, I'd stop, I'd start, I'd stop. And before I knew it, 10 minutes turned into an hour. So I gave myself permission to tell my students that I'm going to do this video like I would face to face in a classroom. It's going to be informal. I might flub. I might make bad jokes. But I'm not going to tape and retape to make it perfect. So you might have some of life's interruptions. You might have some bad humor. But we're just going to push forward in the video so that I don't spend 8 hours of my day taping 5-minute intro videos. Okay, so now that you know a little bit about me, I encourage you to check out more information about the course. There's a link if you click on the syllabus on the right-hand side of Blackboard. There's a link to the syllabus, and that will give you broad kind of understanding of our class and how it's going to be run. And then it will also talk about course policies and procedures, and then what week to week is going to look like for us. So I encourage you to look at that next. And I also look forward to watching your own intro videos to get to know more about you. I think this is another great way to work on creating community, getting to know who your classmates are. Okay, thanks.